Guys, welcome back to this tutorial. The Alan promised that I want to be showing you something new apart from what we've been doing, like we declared a variable instead of another variable. We calculated the average height and told you can calculate an average of anything that you want. So in this tutorial I want to show an increment design and how to increment. So I want to start straight away and I want to show you how it happens. Like, so when you can, for example, I want to declare a variable which is an integer called likes. Let me call it page likes. Okay, and I want to say it is equals to 0. So when they say that page likes is equals to page likes plus 1, that's my variable, and I say print function printf, say page likes total likes. Alright, and I say %d comma page likes. Alright, and I say copy this one 3 times. Let me say so. I want to copy it 1 2 3. So I say total page likes are this one. So guys, when I run this program, I'm going to see that whatever expecting may be a lot different, but this is an increment design that you can learn. So when I press F9, F9 is the one that we use to record, to build and run. So if I press F9, you see I'm having a problem with my program, so I must be adding this end of line symbol, which is called a semicolon. Is one that shows that this is the end of a line. So F9 to build and run, and see no problem, of course. So you're waiting it to the compiler to execute your program. I'm sorry guys. Here, so whatever you're expecting here, so there's our output, and I'm expecting to see an increment. Believe me guys, do not add a break to a new line, so you're gonna see a line in one line. It want to look like, so page likes equals to 1, total likes, so something like that is not much amazing. You're gonna chase me out of this tutorial. So I'm gonna break to a new line here, break to a new line here as well, break to a new line here as well, and break to a new line. Right, now break to a new line. F9 to build and run. Now let's see if there is something different that's gonna be happening in this program. So guys, it's much important to see wherever you develop a program, here the compiler is this different way. So just the way I told you earlier on how the compiler is, like we say E is equals to R is equals to T, is what you're gonna be exploiting better here. So you see total page likes is equals to 1, total page likes 2 3 4. So what is happening here is this. So when we say that page likes plus 1 is equals to page likes, so the compiler takes what is here and assigns it to this one. So page likes here will be 1. So this one is what is equals to this one here. So when we take this page likes is equals to 1, and when we come here we shall be depending on this page likes. So if here we had 1, then we shall take 1 here plus what is here. So it was 1 plus what you have here 1, so it is 2 onwards. But C is not even related to websites or web pages, so we're going to be talking about what can happen in C, basically like a program, like a software, an app. So here we can try and see what we can make. Like, let's say we're going to be talking about bank balance, like an interest, and you're going to be using like simple interest, compound interest, but for case let's use compound interest because it'll be easy for a year. So let's say that our principal amount is, well, let's say called bank balance, and before you use what you're gonna use, you must declare. So we're gonna declare bank balance. Alright, and they say our bank balance is equals to 50,000 Kenyan shillings, 50,000.00. Right, and we say that bank balance, we put an asterisk equal sign 1.4. Alright, that means that we take 1.4 multiplied by the bank balance, so that 1.4 multiplied by 50,000. Alright, that's the bank balance. And when we say we're gonna copy this one because I'm lazy to type, we copy this one and put it here, and they say this one I'm gonna call it, this is the bank balance that we want, and you're gonna call it to this one, and they say balance year 1. Alright, so I'm gonna copy this one too up here, copy it, paste it here, paste it. So I say this was year 1, it's gonna be year 2, this is gonna be year 3, and this is gonna be year 4. And guys, don't forget to change this one to float, because your bank balance is in the float form. If you don't change, you're gonna receive a 0 float. I wanna leave this one so they can get to know what I'm meaning, but you're gonna receive a 0. So I say this is 0, right? So and you wanna break this one in some few lines, like so that we have program look different from the above one. So like I wanna press F9 to build and run. So you can see that percentage gonna give us 0 for year 4, but for year 1, 2, 3 we're gonna expect an increment. Expect something like 70,000, 98,000, 130 something thousand if I'm not wrong, 260 something thousand if I'm not wrong. Okay, of course you know mathematics. So you see 70,000, 98,000, 147,200. It is increasing. So balance for year 1 is 7,000. You saved in January 50,000 in a bank. Okay, the bank promised you that you're gonna be having 1.4 interest rate. What are you expecting is this: at the end of the year, let's say it was 2018, you received 7,000 and did not withdraw, so you left your money there. So 7,000 had an increment of 1.4, and that's why you're having 98,000. So 7,000 added by 28,000, and again 98,000 you did not withdraw, you left it for 20. It was 2018, 2019, so 2020. So let's assume 2020 is a complete year, and you not withdraw your 98,000. See, your balance is 147,200 Kenya shillings. So not counting it in terms of dollars. If you want to count it in dollars, pretty fine. So you can see that this is what you're having here. So much amazing, like you can see. And for number 4, I told you you cannot be having a decimal for an integer for a float. You're gonna have 0. That's why you're having 0. But if you change it to F, you're gonna see something happen. So let's just change this one to F and say F9 to build and run. So you're expecting, as guys wait for the results, it's so much important to understand how the compiler understands your code, and writing complex program using simple code is the best thing ever. Having a complex program but performing a simple job doesn't show how genius you are as a programmer, but just shows how complicated you are to making simple things look so much difficult to understand, yet they are very easy. So you can see a compiler showing out that 1 in 2008 table. So you can see that it's an increment of 1.4 rate. So guys, thank you for getting to know and sticking with me from the start of this tutorial up to this particular end. I don't want to add much, but we're gonna meet in the next tutorial probably to discuss something new about C programming. As we go and proceed what we're gonna be doing, so much more you're expecting is to get the first line where you can write keys and select rotate to anything, but sitting down and developing a complex program on your own computer. That is my target for you guys. So thanks for watching. Don't try, like this video, share to your friends to know them. Welcome them to learn here. So much important. Up to this point, you are getting to learn something new. Thank you so much for watching. Let's meet in the next tutorial.